Brant seamless. And what a blessing that is when you're already nervous about a health issue, which I was.
Yeah.
Members shared my expenses. There were zero problems. And let me tell you, having people pray with you when you call in with your need, that is just...
It is refreshing.
Yes, that's what it is.
What I keep telling people love MediShare and they love saving money. A typical family can save $500 a month.
I am very thankful for MediShare. It is so different. And I mean different in a very, very good way.
It is good different. Call now. They're easy to talk to and you can get a price within 2 minutes. Call 855-SHARE-40. That's 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40.
All aboard!
There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation, travel by train. Yes, consider traveling around the United States on Amtrak. Traveling by train is a lot less of a headache than taking a plane, and you'd be surprised how many places you can go on an Amtrak, and there's no passports or IDs needed. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines.
Can you hear
Call
me?
right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States.
All aboard!
Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today.
800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. That's 800-428-9517.
What are you so happy about?
I'm on the pill.
Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids?
Not her, me.
You lost me there, buddy.
Steelman pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift. So my doctor prescribed me a little something.
Like Viagra?
Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99.
I have this friend who might be looking and...
Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pills sends it in the mail in a confidential package.
I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. That's 800-915-9371.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome into the show. Arch City Now, Vic Faust here. Projo in the house as well. It is 6:04 on a Thursday morning. June 12th is our time. Boy, oh boy. It's like everything that can go wrong is going wrong. I know people have days like that. I think Joe is messing with me today, where every possible thing that can go wrong is going wrong.
It has been a morning, that's for sure.
And we'll do our best today. I can't even use a laptop, buddy. That's one of those things that you deal with things in life. Wonderful. So we're ready to rock them with you guys. We really need you. Jump in the show. This is Arch City Now. We're here till 8 o'clock today. God knows what we're going to talk about today, because there is nothing going on in the St. Louis area.
Very slow.
I dare you to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Of a lot going on. Prove me wrong, because I can't see it. We would love for you to do that. That voice is Projo's. I can't toggle around. It's not even working now. But
can you use the touchpad?
Not even a little bit. Barely. It's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to break. Hey guys, like, subscribe, share the show. It's one of those things too, as when you do a show on 590 and you're also producing content for podcast at the same time, you'll see me look down occasionally, and that's what I'm doing right now. And what I'm doing is I promote the show as much as we can. We have a ton of people who watch us on X.
Yeah.
And the YouTube presence hasn't been that huge yet.
Yeah, that's
and it's really weird how that happens. But we're a brand new show here. This whole network is brand new. We're all figuring this out as we go. And if you have ideas, story ideas, things from your community, let us know that you want to talk about. That's what this show is. It's all about you guys, and making a difference in your community. What do you want to talk about? What's happening? Those sorts of things. So once again, you can watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now. We're also on at Lou Info. So we've got two places. I don't know if that's confusing for people or not, but we have two places to watch us on YouTube. Arch City Now, which is our main one. There's also the YouTube channel with all the shows. YouTube, that's Lou Info. You can stream us on X, where people do that as well. And then you can check out the website, louinfo.com. Once again, louinfo.com. So is the chat ready to go today too, Pro Joe? Is that working?
Yeah, everybody.
Because it shows like it looks a little different. It doesn't show if there's a spot to go down here. Let me see, go all the way down. Okay, there we go. Once again, more sites to stream for you would be coming up. Facebook, TikTok, you just have to wait and see the time there. If you guys have ideas of things that we could do for shows, let us know. We'll do it. The show's wide open. We come here for you. What's St. Louis talking about? We're not supposed to be political, but I'll tell you what a lot of people I saw talking about are ICE protest possibility in St. Louis. We'll address it. We'll talk about it in the 7 o'clock hour as well, because it's the one predominant thing that I saw all over my social media feed yesterday. You saw it too?
It's pretty hard to not be political when that's the only thing that's going on in St. Louis, pretty much right now.
No, it is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
If you're trying to drive to work and somebody is standing in your way, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get your kids somewhere, you're trying to go to the hospital, and somebody's trying to stop you, you're forced with a decision.
Yep.
And we're definitely going to talk about that. It doesn't make sense to me. It's a big deal. And, we'll probably get into that too. There's these riots, and they've turned into riots, and that's not me giving an opinion. They are riots. You look when cars and businesses and property are being set on fire.
Police cars.
It has turned from a protest to a riot. And that's a shame. It's an absolute shame.
It's complete anarchy.
We can all agree to disagree and do things, but when you start breaking the law, it puts people in a bad spot, a really bad spot, especially our brothers and sisters who are police officers or Marines. They didn't ask for this. They didn't want to go do this. Yet they're forced to deal with these things and put themselves into bad spots. I mean, I'm looking at video from around the country from some of these things that are going on. So the reason for starting with that is the fact that we've got a situation that could be happening in St. Louis. And is it what people want? Is it what we need? So that's what I saw a lot of people talking about. The protest lasted yesterday in St. Louis. More demonstrations are planned in St. Louis and cities across the country Saturday. Are they paid for? Allegedly. I mean, there's even a Walmart heiress. She's sponsoring them. She's part of the sponsor. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Christy Walton.
Yeah, and apparently she's providing masks, like these $30 to $40 each masks. They have footage of somebody showing up, just dropping off a bunch of them, and they just so happen to sell these masks at Walmart.
Yeah, I'm all for free speech, First Amendment. All for it. If you want to protest. But when you start breaking the law, that's a problem. It really is. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll catch up with that a little bit later in the show as well. But that people are talking. Do they want protest in this city or not? Do you want to see it or not? Is it good? Does it provide something positive? Those are things that I'm talking about. Pro Joe, are we up and running on everything? I don't see our numbers today.
We should be, and I'm seeing numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and click my refresh.
Come in there and see what's going on.
Yeah, like I said, it is a Thursday, June 12th day that has been, we just started the show, so we'll see where it all goes. Anyway, we're glad that you guys are with us today. And Vic Faust here, Pro Joe in the house. making things happen. All right. We're here Monday through Friday, by the way, 6 to 8 a.m. Following us is Arch City Now from 8 to 10 as well. So thanks for jumping on that. Thanks for watching the show. Hey, Projo, also wanted to let you know that whatever's happening with our chat today, because it's an organic show, we talk about things publicly here. I'm not allowed to write anything in the chat. And something's not right.
I'll fix it during a break because you're in a guest. You're looking from a guest point of view.
Okay, you got it, buddy. So anyway, updates, news going on. We are St. Louis. We're a sports town. We love it. Some updates to get to. And what I mean by that is, right off the bat, St. Louis Cardinals. Oh, brother. You just got swept at home by the Blue Jays. Arguably one of the hottest teams in baseball, but you helped them be hot because you can't pitch. Maybe the Cardinals pitching starting to catch up with them. Maybe we're starting to see with the real St. Louis Cardinals. Please stand up. Please stand up. Cardinals just lost 6 of 9 on a homestand. Now they head to Milwaukee for 4 straight. And the way the season's gone, who knows? Maybe they go to Milwaukee and win that series. Maybe they win 3 out of 4 games. But right now, they're not playing well. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games. They're only 4 games over 500. Thankfully, the Cubs continue to lose. So the Cardinals just 5 back, but the Brewers are 5.5 back. Reds are now 6.5 back. So that division is all kind of muddled together. We'll see where all that goes. Thank gosh. Cardinals have Sonny Gray, who's been their best pitcher on the mound tonight. That will be good to see him get in there. But the Cardinals have to find their way somehow, some way. The pitching has been struggling, and it's not a lot of fun these days that are watching this Cardinals team play. So if you have an idea on what the Cardinals could do, let us know. We'll send it to Ollie. We'll let him know too. Also, sports news. The Pacers last night win Game 3 of the NBA Finals, 116-107. Maybe a bit of a surprise to see Indiana up 2-1. It basically becomes a must-win situation in Game 4 now for Oklahoma City because you don't want to go down 3-1 to the Pacers. It would not be a very good deal. NHL Finals begin again tonight. Game 4, Florida's up 2-1. Another one of those situations. They have a home game with the chance to go up 3-1. If Florida goes up 3-1 on Edmonton, I'm going to say it, that series will be over. I do not see the Edmonton Oilers being able to beat that defending Cup champion team 3 times in a row. So another one of those, what appears to be must-win situations. Matthew Tkachuk and crew just phenomenally playing well. Really happy for Tkachuk. Really, really happy to see what this Florida team has done. And he is clearly one of their top leaders, if not their top leader when it comes to the emotional standpoint of those things as well. We've been talking about it this week. The Bommarito 500 set for this weekend. You can get the race weekend pass. It's really good. Just check it out. Bommarito 500. You go online, get your tickets, check it out, see what you want to do. If you get the family out there, praying for some good weather and see how everything rolls together. Last night, they do this thing. It's actually fun. I've watched it a couple times. I wasn't able to watch last night. But the congressional baseball game, and they take this serious in D.C., Republicans versus Democrats. The Republicans wear their red, the Democrats wear their blue, and the Republicans wear their red MAGA hats last night. And they absolutely destroyed the Democrats. They do pretty much every year. There's better athletes on the Republican side. It's all right, whatever it is. It's not politics. It's not policy. It's sports. But they've won their 5th straight over the Democrats. They won 13-2. Eric Schmidt, U.S. Senator from Missouri, posted a lot of video about the game and what's happening and those sorts of things. And they absolutely destroyed the Democrats. 13-2. It's funny. They give a line on the picture. Florida Representative Stubing goes 5 2/3 innings, allows 2 runs and 7 strikeouts as the congressional Republicans take it by a final score of 13-2. Now, they don't just do it to play a baseball game. They do it to raise charity, and they raised $2.7 million last night. That's what's most important at the end of the game. And they actually seem to get along, Republicans and Democrats, when they played this game. They practice. They have meetings. They are preparing year round. Eric Schmidt, he takes batting practice at Cardinals games. I mean, he'll go down when he's back in town. He's down there getting points, tips. He's one of their better players. I mean, but if you know Eric's like 6'6". I mean, and he's lost a lot of weight, lean and mean. So he's been promoting that game. And the congressional Republicans certainly playing a lot better than the St. Louis Cardinals. That's for sure, as they rock and roll. Other sports news in this first block this morning. Mizzou Hoops is going to play Notre Dame in the SEC ACC basketball challenge. That came out yesterday. That's a really cool deal, something good for the fans here in the state that follow Mizzou Hoops as those two conferences get together to battle. Also, when it comes to weather, as we get you started on this Thursday morning, temperature expected to be a little cooler today. Yesterday was beautiful, wasn't it? Yesterday, last night. I didn't see the Canadian sun, the Canadian haze yesterday. Did you? I didn't.
I saw the haze. Yeah, I saw the haze. You have to look. It's off like in the distance. It's not like a fog or anything. But yeah, it definitely affects your vision of the horizon.
I like how you put that. Your vision of the horizon.
Yeah.
82, sunny. We're supposed to be dry again today. What do you know? Like 4 or 5 straight days of dryness. Woo! Tomorrow, though, showers and clouds for Friday. Lucky us again, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like that for until next week, I think.
I saw like 7 straight days of rain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the hell? What did we do to deserve that? We didn't. By the way, the American Red Cross has opened a new shelter in St. Louis as well, so people can learn and deal with that. What else do we have here in the first block? When it comes to the sports and the updates and everything else, the St. Louis Dome, and we'll talk more about it when we come back, is going to get $50 million in upgrades. Where's that money coming from? Well, it's coming from the Rams settlement money.
That's where it should go.
It should. And it's to provide for a mixed-use situation. And I'm sorry. I love downtown. I love our city. I get jealous of some other cities that have moved past us in some areas, but it's something people will be talking about. And we'll get into it right after the break. By the way, this is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Projo alongside. You can watch us at Arch City Now and Lou Info on YouTube. And we are streaming live on X as well, Arch City Now. Check out louinfo.com. We are your information station live and on demand at louinfo.com. Back with more on that dome situation right after the break.
Take control of your life and money once and for all. The Ramsey Show with Dave Ramsey. Weeknights from 6 to 9. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. 590 AM, just like any other St. Louisan. We may go away, but we always come back. The Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Get your content when you want it, how you want it. louinfo.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. The amount of federal aid coming to help with tornado recovery could be millions of dollars more than the numbers announced so far. According to a state official, preliminary assessments have identified $58 million in public costs to date and at least $18.7 million in individual resident needs. A St. Louis man charged in connection with a shooting that killed a high school student. 18-year-old Mark Tullis III charged Tuesday with first-degree murder, attempted robbery, and armed criminal action in connection with the shooting death of 16-year-old Logan Snyder on November 14th last year. A St. Louis no ice protest happening Wednesday at the Tam Avenue overpass at Highway 40, coinciding with the afternoon rush hour. The St. Louis Regional Convention and Sports Complex Authority and tourism agency Explore St. Louis launching a $54 million project for the Dome and Americas Center today. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Peter Killeen.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Partly cloudy sky and overnight low will drop down into the upper 60s. More clouds and sunshine on Thursday, a high into the upper 80s. Isolated showers with few thunderstorms on Thursday night. Overnight low will drop down to near 70. Good chance of showers and storms Friday, a high in the low to mid 80s. And another round of showers and storms on Saturday, a high Saturday near 85. I'm meteorologist Sally Russell for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. But don't freak out. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel. A delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here. And when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back in the show. I'm assuming we're back on, right?
Yeah.
It's so difficult trying to deal with all the technical things that we're dealing with today, but you push forward. We always have those parts of the days, and we're dealing with that right now. Guys, welcome back into the show, Arch City Now. Vic Faust, Projo producing behind the scenes. Glad you're with us on a Thursday, June 12th. Hope you had a good Wednesday, hump day. Now we move on to Thursday. We are ready to help wake you up this morning on another beautiful St. Louis morning. Temperature is not supposed to be as high today. Around 82 is what we're told. Little sun, little clouds today, very comfortable. Another great day to get outside. It was a great day to go watch the Cardinals yesterday. Obviously, they lost again, got swept at home by the Blue Jays before they get out of town. Not exactly what you want. 36-32. They're getting ready to head to Milwaukee for 4 games. So you could make some things change there. That would be nice, right? Yeah, of course. That would be really nice. If you guys have anything going on in your neck of the woods, let us know. What's happening throughout the St. Louis area? What are you talking about? That's why we come in. That's why we do this show. You can watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now, also at Lou Info. You can stream everything that happens on our entire network at louinfo.com. And also, Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen and Jim Hayes follows us every morning from 8 to 10 a.m. We are here to talk about you guys, whatever's happening throughout the St. Louis area, what's talking about, what's important for you, what's moving the needle. We're also streaming live right now on X. We appreciate when you guys jump into the line as well. Jump into our chat line. We will talk with you and see everything that's going on there as well. From the chat line, we were talking about the congressional baseball game. It's really popular in D.C., Republicans versus Democrats every year. From the chat line, Greg says, could you imagine Bob Uecker calling the congressional ball game? Yeah, that would have been great. That would have been great seeing Bob Uecker do that. Just a bit outside. That's a tall drink of water that Eric Schmidt, the Missouri senator, congressional Republicans have won 5 in a row. They won 13-2. Mercy rule in effect. I don't know if they only played 5, but that's what happened there. So Cardinals lost, Republicans won, and this is Arch City Now. As we went to break, we were speaking about money that's supposed to come now for the Dome. There was roughly $270 million. I'm not sure exactly how much of that Ram settlement money that is there. It's been sitting around for a few years, not being used. 30 million of it going towards the fund to help St. Louis area city tornado victims. Also, now we're told that just over 50 million of that money is going to go for upgrades for the St. Louis Dome, which it should, because that's where the Rams were playing. Listen, sometimes in life, you got to be honest about things. If things are going great, great. If they're not, you need to call it out. The Dome needs a lot of help. It's starting to get some, but it needs help, a lot of help. And that's exactly what they're trying to do now. So the word is the Dome is going to get about $54 million in renovations. And that's the good news, but you still have a top official in St. Louis saying it still needs about 150 million more to catch up with other facilities like that around the country. Why is it important? Well, you want to bring events to St. Louis, and you don't want to lose them to Nashville, Indianapolis, Chicago, those types of cities that are around. Memphis, it's not great, but still, you need to have something. So it's going to get that makeover. And the St. Louis Regional Convention and Sports Complex Authority, they do a phenomenal job, and they have for many years. They have to work with what they have. And, they're responsible for planning, management for the city's centers, the tourism agency, Explore St. Louis. They launched the $54 million project for the Dome at America Center yesterday. And kudos to them. I mean, they do a phenomenal job. I have some experience working with those agencies in the past. Now, this funding is coming exclusively from the Ram Settlement and Preservation Fund. So they're earmarked for the Dome maintenance and improvements. So the Dome's competitiveness as a venue for world-class events, conventions, and sporting events, that's what you have to do. You have to keep up with the Joneses. You must. If you don't, you'll be in a bad situation.
Well, it makes me wonder if, $54 million isn't quite, as much as it needs. Is $54 million going to do that much good if it still needs another 150?
Well, that's the voice of reason. Wilson, our Projo, behind the scenes, letting us know what he's thinking. The voice of reason. Maybe not. Should all the money go back into the Dome and just make the best freaking facility we possibly can?
Yeah, I mean, originally that money was to bring, to create a venue that would bring a football team back to St. Louis.
Yeah. And now here we are.
Right.
It needs help. So you're talking about here. Let's do the breakdown for you, Projo. $37.5 million for technology and media enhancements. And it's hard. We need to see tangible things. What does that mean? $37.5 million for technology and media enhancements. Then you've got $8.2 million for elevators and escalators. Who would have thought that $8.2 million, that would be the cost for elevators and escalators? $7.4 million for mechanical infrastructure. $855,541 for food service. Okay. That's the breakdown to help the Dome get back on track. So allegedly multiple projects are slated to begin next year, including exterior sign upgrades, suite updates, and general guest safety improvements. So, I mean, it's great. But then you've also got, I was reading the article, and 5 on your side, the authority chairman, the Reverend Earl Nance Jr., he said the venue needs an additional $155 million over the next decade just to fully complete the upgrades. So, I mean, you always heard you don't want to throw good money at a bad problem.
Right.
I pray that is not the case. Anything that Dome does is going to be a situation to help it. Any money that goes there, I think if the money came from the Ram settlement, yeah, it should go towards a brand new Dome. I do. I like this. Maybe it needs to be more money, unless we see a plan. I mean, I don't know. Is City of St. Louis investing in crypto? Are we getting into Bitcoin? Are we going XRP?
I'm not a fan of electronic money.
I know you're not, but you better get out. It's a sign of the times, my friend.
I don't accept it.
I know you don't accept it, but it's happening before our eyes. Maybe St. Louis should invest the money. Just roll the dice, baby. Roll the dice on a digital economy, crypto, and then St. Louis becomes the richest city in America, and it could happen like that overnight.
Or they could lose it all.
Meme coins. Come on, baby. It might. There's probably people that think that'd be a better idea than leaving it in the hands of politicians. That's for sure.
True.
Man.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't.
Oh, this is Art City Now. It is one of the topics people are talking about. People have been talking about what we're going to do with that money for years. It's been years just sitting there. Not quite sure how much money it has been compounding, but damn, that's a large chunk of change. I just want to see St. Louis have something that's really, really, really nice. And come on, let's be real. The Dome has not been one of our assets. It's not. It's older. It needs to be redone. I mean, I know the Kendrick Lamar concert was there last week. That was a great event. A lot of people went down there, but it'd be wonderful to see a whole lot more. St. Louis misses a lot of events as well. Just don't forget about that. You may have a favorite actor, comedian, singer, whatever that doesn't come, or a sporting event that's not here because of the Dome. So that's one of those things to think about when it comes to St. Louis and where that money goes. But you look at it now, so you're looking at over $80 million. Let's see, maybe closer to 90 million of the 270, whatever that total is, that has now been earmarked or allocated for services. So at the end of the day, the mayor, that'll fall back on Kara Spencer at St. Louis City. What's going to happen? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do with this whole situation? And how are you going to lead it and lead St. Louis, into the next few years? By the way, you can join our chat line via YouTube as well if you would like to. That's Art City Now on YouTube, Art City Now. Also, Lou Info. And we're streaming on X right now at Arch City Now. Like, subscribe, share the show. Let us know how you're doing. Also, if there's a topic or something that's happening in your neck of the woods, let us know. This show is about you guys. What St. Louis is talking about.
Yeah, if you're not driving, get in chat.
You like that, don't you?
I do. I like that interactive. I mean, with the old show, we used to get that a lot, and I miss that.
Well, we tried, and people see me looking down. That's only because I'm promoting our show.
Right.
We do everything. And sometimes if I do that, Pro Joe sees that. He'll help out. He'll jump in. It's like, what the hell is that host doing? Well, he's a multitasker. He is trying to update the show and do things as we go through. As I'm typing in, St. Louis Dome getting 54 million in upgrades from Rams settlement money. Done. Great content there. Yeah. We were talking about what's happening in St. Louis. Busch Stadium also, it's an interesting point from the chat line. Busch Stadium was 30-ish when it was rebuilt. So is the Dome. It's another really good point. The Cardinals now expected to get roughly, I don't know, was it $50 to $100 million as well for upgrades of Busch Stadium as part of St. Louis Senators and state senators agreeing to give that money to keep the Chiefs and the Royals in the state of Missouri. So the Cardinals and Busch Stadium, allegedly as part of this legislation that Governor Mike Keogh is going to sign, is going to help out Busch Stadium as well. And it's so weird how fast time goes by. Think about this. We're talking about upgrades to the new Busch Stadium already. It seems
That
like
is
it's new to
weird.
me because it was 2006 when it opened, or am I losing my mind? 2006? Isn't that when Busch Stadium opened?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I can check.
Yeah, go ahead and check that. I thought it was 2006. I was working in Detroit. It's so bizarre. I was covering the Detroit Tigers when they played in the World Series here. And I'm literally covering the Tigers in my hometown, loving the St. Louis Cardinals, trying to be quiet about it. And I'm like, damn, we got a brand new stadium. We're going to have a World Series championship, and the Tigers can't throw the ball to first base.
April 4th, 2006.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
2006. And here we are, 2025, and we're talking about upgrades for Busch Stadium already. Damn, time
crazy.
flies by.
Yeah.
We're talking 2 decades of new of a new stadium of baseball.
It
at
does
that
not
stadium.
seem that long at all. I guess because it took them so long to get Ballpark Village completed. I think that
Oh, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot of investment in St. Louis. We know
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, there is. But those things, they're so important, though. They really are. A lot of times we just see the outside. We don't see the inner workings of things that are going on.
Right.
And Cardinals baseball has been a huge asset for St. Louis City. People go to the city to watch games, or at least they did. Attendance has not been that great with the Cardinals. Expectations were not high. There wasn't a lot of oomph in the offseason. There wasn't a lot of money spent on the team. And we were told those reasons why. But now you talk about at least getting some money back into the stadium for the development. And it'd be great to see a lot more people getting downtown to watch Cardinal baseball. Maybe it'll happen as we hit more into the summer. But right now, that is not the case. Not the case at all. As the Cardinals go away for the weekend. And we appreciate you guys jumping in on YouTube as well. That's where you can jump in on the chat line. Good morning to you as well, Glenn. We appreciate it. We try to get your comments out there. We love it when you do that as well. You can watch us on X at Arch City Now, and you can watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also stream us and see everything that's happening with our network at luinfo.com. Once again, that is luinfo.com. And if there's a topic or something we're missing, let us know. We also like to give shout outs. If there is somebody who needs to be shouted out in a positive reason in the St. Louis area, let us know. We'll do it right here and keep those things going. Yeah, what's keeping people away from downtown? Maybe we'll talk about it after the break as well. We'll get into that. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Projo alongside. Back with more right after the break.
It's the hottest happy hour in St. Louis. In Your City Show with Kelly Lamb and Gordon Montgomery. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. A homicide investigation is underway in North St. Louis County. Police responded to Chambers Road and West Florissant Avenue in the city of Delwood to find a crashed car and bullet casings. The victim in the vehicle was a 19-year-old male. The investigation is continuing. A new bill signed by the governor this week will impact fireworks on the 4th of July. The bill expands the Missouri State Fire Marshal's oversight, granting the authority to inspect fireworks sales sites and any locations where fireworks are discharged. They can also suspend or revoke licenses if a permit holder denies an inspection or if an alcohol or drug use occurs at retail sites. And the bill requires permits for all public fireworks displays at least 10 days in advance. St. Louis Public Schools announced plans for students as they navigate the aftermath of the May 16th tornado. Ashland Elementary students will go to Jefferson Elementary. Hickey Elementary students will be housed at Walbridge Elementary. And Sumner High School students will be housed at Clyde C. Miller College Prep Academy, at least temporarily. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Sunny skies today. A high this afternoon will climb close to the 90-degree mark. Tonight, partly cloudy and overnight low in the upper 60s. More clouds and sunshine Thursday, a high in the upper 80s, and then isolated showers and few thunderstorms Thursday night and overnight low right around 70. Good chance of showers and thunderstorms Friday, a high in the low to mid 80s. 50-50 chance of showers and storms Saturday. I'm meteorologist Sally Russell for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries, we create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow all the station's social media accounts and podcasts. Find out how at louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. 6:44 is the time. It is Thursday. It's June 12th. Glad you guys are with us this morning. Some of the updates that are happening around the St. Louis metropolitan area on the way. Of course, if you want to jump in, do so on YouTube, Arch City Now, LouInfo. And you can also watch us at LouInfo on Arch. Arch City Now and LouInfo on YouTube. You can also stream us at Arch City Now as well. And of course, all things about the show, the network, at louinfo.com. Once again, that's louinfo.com. I'm Vic Faust, Pro Joe alongside as well. What's happening in your neck of the woods? What are people talking about? It is, it's the summer. It's the second week of June, and usually there's not a ton going on. There isn't. People are kind of in that post-school year end, kind of just relaxing. The summer's here. From a political standpoint, things are a little bit relaxed. Hopefully the Cardinals are doing well, but they're kind of struggling a little bit right now. Sometimes it happens like that. And from the chat line, it's been since June 19th, 1995, since St. Louis has had its first 90-degree plus day this late in the year. Let me repeat that for you because we're talking about the weather right now as well. June 19th, 1995, since St. Louis has had its first 90-degree plus day this late in the year. We didn't hit 90 yesterday, did we? I didn't think we did.
So, no.
So And we're not hitting 90 today. And we're going to have some sun and some clouds is what we're being told by those forecasters. And then all I do is I see possibility of rain for the next week. After that, I'm like, my gosh, here we go again. So 1995, it's been that late. So it has not been warm. Not like we would think normally, not like we have seen in St. Louis.
No.
That's for sure.
And the humidity is nice and mild lately too. Knock on wood, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's been really nice. One of the questions we got before the break, because we talked about some of the things happening in St. Louis. What's keeping people away from downtown? Well, the only thing I've ever heard people do say that is crime.
Yeah.
Crime. I mean, there's been a lot of people who've left St. Louis. There's been a lot of restaurants that have left St. Louis. And all I've heard is, but at least people in my circle, oh yeah, I didn't want to go down crime. I go down to St. Louis City. But other people I do have talked to said it's crime. That may be what's keeping people away.
There's a lot of people that get really nervous driving in the city, and then you've got the stunt riders that are out there now. I mean,
No, they're spiking them, baby.
Yeah,
they took down 40 to 50 of those cars last week.
Yeah.
Good luck. You want to go back down to St. Louis City and stunt drive?
Right.
You're going to come back with some spikes in your tires.
Flat
You have to get that. You have to tow after that, right?
Oh yeah.
It's boom, boom.
You're not going anywhere.
It's dead. The car is over. Hey, what's happening in your neck of the woods? Let us know. By the way, coming up at 8 o'clock, Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen and Jim Hayes. Wonder if the Bommarito 500 will go on this weekend from the chat line. I know we've been talking about it. It really is a really cool event. They're still selling the weekend passes. You can go online, purchase those tickets. I was looking at it a little bit earlier this morning. Yeah, they've got the buy tickets now. I mean, you literally go to the Worldwide Technology Raceway.com website. I mean, they'll take care of it for you. I mean, Bommarito upgrades, parking, the vehicle maps, the event schedule for the weekend, all those things happening this weekend. 3 days, 7 hours, 11 minutes, and 50 seconds and counting down. They have their time clock on their webpage as well. So it's another really interesting event. Let's just hope that, man, the weather holds up for this weekend. I'm looking down at it right now. Okay, 90% of the area with a chance for rain tomorrow, then 70%, 45%, 45%, 35%, 45%. That takes us all the way to a week from today. A week from today. We're just sitting in that pattern. Been sitting, already coming off the wettest spring in the history of St. Louis as well.
Well, let's just pray for no severe weather.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No doubt about that. That's for sure. Yeah, we'll see. It's such a weird thing. Haven't seen this happen before. By the way, guys, like, subscribe, share the show. We appreciate it when you guys do that. If you have story ideas, what's happening in your neck of the woods. And that's why we came into the break saying there just hasn't been a ton going on. But coming up at 7 o'clock, we'll jump into the topic of protesting and riots in St. Louis. Do you want it? I saw several posts yesterday of people saying they do not want it. Don't bring that stuff to our town. I did not see one post to say, yeah, let's go protest, let's riot. Not once. And maybe it's just the algorithm that I have. Maybe other people are out there saying, yeah, we need to protest. We need to riot. We need to make our city look like Seattle and LA and Chicago.
Well, it's here now.
Am I wrong? Did you see this a lot yesterday too, Pro Joe? I mean, people like wondering, oh my gosh, are we going to be doing that in St. Louis?
Well, actually, there's been a few.
Yeah, there was in St. Louis yesterday, but nothing like we saw now.
Oh, no. Or LA. No, thank God.
No, it looked like it was to the law.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, did you see people talking about that from a social media standpoint? Did you see posts about it?
Not much.
Okay, I did. I saw several people that I'm associated with. No, we don't want to see it. I mean, literally posting Facebook messages. Do not bring that crap to our city.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm wondering, there may be people, yeah, we need to do this. We want to get involved in this. As we know, there's always at least two sides to a story.
Right.
And that's where people go and make their decisions on what they're going to do and not do. From the chat line. Yep, my weeds haven't been greener. That's right. You haven't had to use the sprinkler systems as much this year. You know that. If you're a person that has a sprinkler system at your property, you have not had to use it. That is 100% for sure. Not as much. You haven't needed to. You've had plenty of green, plenty of water, plenty of hydration.
Yeah, if you're growing weeds, you're doing good.
Absolutely. Do you need water for your weed at home, Projo?
Nope, I buy mine from a dispensary.
Okay, that's what I thought. You have a special growing light?
Yeah.
Put some Miracle Grow on that bad boy, and
Yep.
boom! You got a Cheech and Chong like episode 20. Projo in the house,
every
baby.
night.
We talk about everything here. We leave it open to you guys. It's early in the morning. We try to get you going. Yeah, there are serious topics that we'll talk about, but we want to be positive as well. Also, if you guys want to get involved from an advertising standpoint, have businesses, we are reaching a lot of people from that standpoint. We would love to team up with you as well. You can reach us at archcitynow@gmail.com, archcitynow@gmail.com. The other thing that was interesting too yesterday, what about, okay, if you're not familiar with what's happened at Francis Howell over the years, let me remind you, going all the way back, talking about nuclear waste from the Manhattan Project being dumped out there.
We're going into it, aren't we?
What do you mean?
Oh, never mind. I'm just going to see where you're going.
See where I'm going with this. Yesterday, and every now and then there's smells out there. There are.
Yeah.
Okay, there are. I've lived out in that area.
Mm-hmm.
They have the big rock site. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
People used to climb there like, hey, this
you
is
still
great.
can. There's a whole museum around it too.
Well, there was a noxious smell at Francis Howell High School yesterday. Yeah.
Not good.
I'm like, okay, a noxious smell so bad that they had to relocate the summer programs to other facilities. What the hell is a noxious smell at Francis Howell?
And what else in that area could be causing a noxious smell?
I know. I'm just saying. I'm like, I don't want to create controversy.
Mhm.
I'm not looking to bring something up that's not really true or there. But when a noxious smell is so bad that they have to relocate people, kids, summer programs to other areas, you might want to look into that.
And so close to buried nuclear waste.
No, there's no buried nuclear waste out there.
Yes, there is.
No,
that's
not.
what the mound is.
I'm
mean,
messing
come
with-
on.
No, there's not. I promise you, there's not. Let's just look over here.
Right. Don't worry about this big rock pile.
No, yeah. On a serious note, we have people who talk about Coldwater Creek on this show a lot as well. I mean, heck,
Yeah.
just 2 weeks ago, we
Friends
got
of-
at least 6 homes in the Florissant area that were relocated because the government's actually admitting, you're sitting right in a bad danger zone.
We have some show friends that are affected by it for sure.
Chat line Megan's laughing. I guess that was the Miracle Grow on your marijuana plants, Projo.
Mhm.
You know that there's been somebody who's tried that, right?
Oh,
But you don't grow your cannabis,
No,
right?
I don't. No, I'm. Yeah, that's. There's too much to that process.
Boy, what does it say about me? I know I have 2 people in my life who grow marijuana.
Well, they definitely have a lot of patience.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It's
Oh.
very finicky. I
don't know about that.
marijuana is a finicky thing to grow.
Finicky thing to grow, but you always talk about the benefits.
Oh, the benefits are wonderful.
Yeah, we're going to do a segment on that. We'll get in that
Okay.
because it's a huge deal in St. Louis. It really is. And it's become a huge deal.
You know any dispensaries that want to sponsor? We'll definitely talk about it.
They can't
Why not?
because no, you can't promote on airwaves.
Oh, my bad then.
No, that's all right. It's
My
all
apologies.
good. From the chat line, that's the 12-year-old and thinking only one thing. About your weeds. Ha ha hee hee. Guys, like, subscribe, share the show. We appreciate you guys jumping in. We were talking about the Bomberito 500 coming up this weekend. That's pretty cool. St. Louis City SC has a soccer game Saturday against the LA Galaxy at 3:30. Might be a really cool Father's Day thing to do. You can go get your tickets pending the weather, as we were just talking about as well. The Bomberito 500, which we were just talking about. Also, what I was bringing up yesterday, concert tonight. By the way, I efforted and I failed in trying to get an interview with Avril Lavigne today. Maybe I will get better at this and we'll find some of these superstars, or maybe I'm shooting too high. I'm shooting for the stars, so to speak. I couldn't get any response.
We need somebody who knows tour managers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's your deal. You're the music icon. You
Yeah.
say you know
I
music.
have to get back in that in that network.
Avril Lavigne at Hollywood Casino tonight. A Saturday night, Dave Matthews Band. That should be a really big event as well. Pending weather. Make sure you can try to get seats if you can underneath the awnings, the roof, so to speak. I saw a Kid Rock concert out at Hollywood Casino about, 6 years ago, and it stormed the entire night. And thankfully, I stayed dry. So I had some pretty good seats. I was underneath the protection of the roof, and I felt so bad for people. I feel guilty. I feel guilty that I'm getting something that other people are just soaked in the rain.
Hey, but why? People purchase those lawn tickets
I
on
know,
purpose.
I
Just,
know.
you know,
I know. On purpose. No, they're not getting
some
lawn
people like that stuff.
to sit in the rain.
Yeah, I mean, as
No.
long as it's not cold, I'll sit in the rain.
No.
For the right band.
Okay, yeah. So Hollywood Amphitheater, 2 shows tonight, Saturday night. We were talking about that as well. And if anybody was over smelling, by the way, if anybody was experienced that Francis Howell noxious smell, let us know. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
There were situations where people were talking about the drinking water and things. And I'm like, and I know lots of families that are at Francis Howell. I do. And it's a great school. And I know lots of people who are healthy there now as well. And in this day and age, I know there's individuals and groups still fighting to get even more protections and or compensation for what people may have had or some sickness that they've had. But we're told that it's safe. But you start smelling noxious odor at Francis Howell High School. And it's like, uh-oh. Maybe we should be taking a look at this and figuring out something else. So other news making headlines. Of course, we were talking about the St. Louis Dome getting $54 million in upgrades from the Rams settlement money. Hopefully they can help improve the Dome for more shows, more sporting events, because it is a necessity when it comes to the city of St. Louis in regards to trying to get activities and events to come into St. Louis. That's for sure. A story from the chat line. That was the last concert the wife and I went to back in 2004. Won the tickets. Probably only adults there without their kids as well. And of course, we want you to jump into the show. We are a show for St. Louis. That's what we do on our show. That's what all the other shows are. Niche programming for St. Louis, all about St. Louis. Love you guys jumping in on the show wherever you are. We also take your comments at YouTube, Arch City Now, Lou Info, and we also stream on X at Arch City Now. You can learn more about everything that's happening with this entire network at louinfo.com. Once again, that is louinfo.com. We are grateful that you guys want to join us every morning. We get you up and running. And everybody kind of sees something different in St. Louis. That's why we're like, okay, whatever's happening with you, whatever's moving the needle for you, let us know. We will get that on air every time that we possibly can. And of course, if you want to email us and tell us privately, or if you want to give a shout out, which people do, we can do that. You can go to archcitynow@gmail.com, archcitynow@gmail.com. Cardinals also supposed to get between $50 and $100 million for improvements for Busch Stadium.
Broadcasting live from the J. Randolph Jr. Studios. This is the Lou Information Station, KLIS 590 AM, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News. I'm John Summers. Still no word on fatalities after a passenger plane carrying more than 200 people crashed today in Western India.
What we know so far from local authorities and Air India is that a Boeing 787 operated by Air India, which is the country's flag carrier, crashed into a residential area near the airport shortly after taking off.
That's reporter Claudio Lavonga. The Air India flight bound for London crashed as it was taking off from the airport in the city of Ahmedabad. Prices rose less than expected in May, indicating the president's tariffs haven't had a significant impact on inflation. Numbers out Wednesday from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show the cost of goods and services was up 0.1% over the previous month, placing the annual rate of inflation at 2.4%. General Motors is planning to invest $4 billion in domestic manufacturing.
The Detroit-based company will shift some production from Mexico to the U.S. as the automaker navigates tariffs that could drive prices higher. According to GM, the investment will be made over the next 2 years and focuses on its gas and electric vehicles. The new investment will give GM the ability to assemble more than 2 million vehicles per year in the U.S., and CEO Mary Barra said in a statement that the company is committed to building vehicles in the country and supporting American jobs. I'm Matt Mattinson.
The Department of Homeland Security says immigration operations will continue in Los Angeles.
Assistant DHS Secretary Tricia McLaughlin tells Fox News that in spite of attempts to stop the operations and claims of innocent people being swept up by ICE agents, bad guys are off the streets.
Child rapists, child molesters, murderers, convicted arsonists, truly the worst of the worst on the streets. My message to Mayor Bass and to Governor Newsom is ICE will not be deterred.
I'm Jim Roop.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it,
That sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel, a delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here, and when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Vic Faust here. 7:04 is our time. Happy Tuesday, June 12th. Glad you guys are with us. The other voice that you'll hear on this program is Projo, aka Wilson. Sometimes you see him, sometimes you don't. He's talking around. Glad you guys are with us. And of course, you can join us on YouTube at Arch City Now and at luinfo.com. Actually, Luinfo on YouTube, and you can check out everything with the website at luinfo.com. We're also streaming live right now on X. We love it when you guys get involved in the show as well. So if you want to, let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. We love to give out positive shout outs. Always have. We like to talk about the positive throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. If there's somebody that needs a shout out, let us know. If you want to shout out a business, let us know. We talk about those things that are going on. If you need help with something, let us know. We want to be connectors, and that's what this show is about. That's what this network is about. And of course, it's about you. Of course, we're on the radio dial, and of course, we're live and on the podcast, YouTube and X right now. Other platforms are coming as well. Updates when it comes to the Cardinals. They lost their third straight game yesterday. Sad. It is what's happening. They're going through a rut right now. Lost 6 of 9 in their current homestand. Now they're headed to Milwaukee, who, by the way, is only a half game behind them. We came into the season with not a lot of expectations. Then we saw a team that was average, ho-hum. Then we saw a team that got hot. Now we see a team that may be going back to what they were supposed to be, a middle-of-the-run team. Right now they're 36-32. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games. They're 5 games behind the Cubs, and now they're headed to Milwaukee for 4 games. hopefully they can get things back on track tonight in Milwaukee. Sonny Gray, their number one pitcher so far, back on the mound. Pacers surprised again last night. Well, at least they surprised some of us. Maybe they didn't surprise their fans. Took down Oklahoma City, the heavily favored Oklahoma City team when the series began. 116-107. They lead that series 2-1 right now. And if they get game 4 on their home court, 3-1, look out. Same thing when it comes to hockey. Matthew Tkachuk, St. Louis's own, and the Florida Panthers with a chance tonight to take a commanding 3-1 series lead in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. That game time scheduled for 7 p.m. When it comes to baseball and Congress, the congressional baseball game was played last night in D.C. Always very popular. I mean, they broadcast this on TV. They get a lot of people who come out and watch it. The Congress members take this serious throughout the year. Of course, the Democrats wear their blue, the Republicans wear their red, and I don't know, maybe they were trying to stick it to the Democrats a little bit too, but they also wore their MAGA red hats last night. So Republicans wearing their MAGA red hats last night. Trounced the Democrats. Final score there was 13-2. Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt, a massive baseball fan, massive Cardinals fan, also takes a lot of BP at Cardinals games before they play with the players, knows the players. He's one of the better players for the Republicans. He was promoting. Do we have some of the video of that or pictures, Projo, when it comes to the congressional game? Because they take it serious, and they've got some darn good players there as well. When we talk about those things that are happening, just love seeing Eric out there. Love seeing them play. Look at this play by the third baseman for the Republicans last night.
And how about Augie? What a move there.
I mean, look at that diving play, diving to the bag.
We're back with the bottom of the first after this.
I mean, are you kidding me? Kidding me? Congressional Republicans and Democrats, what a play for our podcast viewers. If you're listening, you can't see it, but it was terrific. Not only did the Republicans wear the MAGA hats, they wore USA on the front of their jerseys as well. So they look good. What a play. Congratulations to them. Also, they hosted the trophy last night. They've won 5 straight games. And yeah, obviously the Republicans won 13-2, and they've won 5 straight. But the real winners are charity, because they don't just do this game for a baseball game. They do it to raise money for charity. $2.75 million raised last night for charities in need by playing that baseball game. So as you can see, that's some pretty good talent on the field. Diving catch, racing over to touch the bag to get what appeared to be the force out in that game. Yeah, from the chat line, looked like Scott Rowland at third base. In previous days, former world champion St. Louis Cardinal. Thank you for that update. Jump in on the chat line if you want to. You can do that at YouTube as well. We'll get your comments there. Try to do that also when it comes to X. $50 million in upgrades. Actually, it's $54 million in upgrades. That's what's coming to the St. Louis Dome. That part of the Rams settlement money that's going to be spent. We've already seen 30 million of that, 270 plus million total that's still there to spend. 30 million of it is going to help St. Louis tornado victims. Now you've got about approximately $54 million of it going for improvements when it comes to the St. Louis Dome. And we've talked about this before, why it's so important, because you got to keep up with the Joneses when it comes to these situations. You have to find a way to keep people coming back, coming to St. Louis for their events, to make sure that we are getting that economic impact into the city. I mean, you're talking about $54 million in renovation over the next 3 years. You know, you're talking about technology and media improvements. The lighting's been upgraded to LED, an upgrade on the sound system set to follow in the near future, escalators and elevators. And they're going to spend about $1 million, just under $1 million in the food areas and service areas, making sure people can have the best experience they possibly can. And of course, it's all about getting those acts, getting these events to come to St. Louis, because just being honest with you, if you talk to people downtown at the Visitors Bureau and Explore St. Louis who do a phenomenal job, you know, you've got to have the pieces of the puzzle in place for people to come and check you out. You just do. And if you can't keep up with the other cities, you're not going to be able to bring those events that have economic impact in our city. You're just not. And this is a good thing. People can debate all day long how they want to use that money. You know, it was the Rams facility where they played, and when they were taken from us, you get money back. Why not use it on the Dome to reinvest in something that's going to pay out and give us money year after year? It only makes sense. So that's happening. You've also got money coming for Busch Stadium to help with improvements. We were talking about that earlier. Busch Stadium, already almost 20 years old. That's right. Think about that. It opened April 4th, 2006. And here we are talking about Busch Stadium getting some upgrades. And that's all a part of the legislation that Governor Kehoe signed to help keep the Royals and the Chiefs in the state of Missouri. So we're like, okay, why not get something for St. Louis, you know, behind closed doors? That's what they try to talk about, making sure we're going to get some more money to bring back for some of the upgrades. But believe it or not, a stadium needs upgrades after 20 years. And I mean, as great as Busch Stadium is, it's 20 years old or about 20 years old already. I still can't believe that.
Yeah.
Blows my freaking mind.
Hard to wrap my brain around that one.
Yeah, it is. Those are some of the things that are happening. Bommarito Automotive Group 500 this weekend. Check it out. You can go to their website, WWT, Worldwide T Raceway, WWT Raceway, WWTRaceway.com. Check out the tickets for the event, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, one of the best events of the year. And you can see the rundown. I mean, it's got the parking, the schedule, the events, all kinds of options that you can do. They've got a countdown clock that's coming up in 3 days. Love it when you talk about economic impact for the city, what's happened there. Truly a gem of an event when it comes to St. Louis and promoting everything St. Louis. We like to talk about those events. Good morning to Paul in the chat line as well, jumping in on X.
He just followed us on X as well.
We appreciate it as well. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show, letting people know what we have. This show's about, we try to promote everything that's going on in St. Louis, what people may be talking about, events that are happening, all those sorts of things that are happening. Yeah, from the chat line as well, story that won't go away. Pam Huff's story continues. We talked about it last week. The lead investigator in trouble. Yeah, facing some felony accounts, allegedly for hiding picture evidence in regards to Russ Faria's false conviction of his wife. Absolutely. We have covered that story endlessly in St. Louis for the past decade. And yep, it continues to go on. That is something that people are talking about as well. Weather today, about 82, some sun, some clouds, we're told. The issue is the fact that, you know, there's some rain or rain expected for parts of the area this weekend and pretty much for the next week in certain areas around the St. Louis metropolitan area. Obviously, when you see 90% chance of rain, that means 90% of the area, the viewing area, has a chance for rain. It doesn't mean there's a 90% chance. My meteorologist taught me that. And if I'm saying that wrong, correct me. But that is exactly what I was told. It doesn't mean there's a 90% chance it's going to rain. It means 90% of the area. There's a chance that 90% of the area will get rain. That's what, or 45% of the area.
I never knew that.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it meant that there was a 20% chance, like we're betting odds.
Yeah.
Not that 20% of the area is going to get hit.
Nope. That is not how it was explained to me, my friend.
That's interesting.
It is what it is. If you're into concerts, Avril Lavigne at Hollywood tonight. Dave Matthews coming Saturday night. Know some people who are going to that concert, giving you the updates, what's happening around town. Also, where do we have here? Yeah, some Mizzou news, Mizzou basketball news. They're going to play Notre Dame in the ACC SEC basketball challenge this upcoming year. So some people get excited about some of those things that are happening as well around town. And we were just talking about it last break. Francis Howell High School, their summer programs had to be relocated after a noxious smell that came out yesterday. Yeah, so you're saying there's a chance when it comes to the rain. That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay. Yesterday, this picture is what I started to see people posting on Facebook. There was an event yesterday, and it was a protest. It wasn't like what we're starting to see or what we've seen in LA. What over in Seattle last night was just, it was an outrage. And you see them in Chicago. this is what I started to see in St. Louis on a lot of Facebook posts. I'm curious what the vibe is out there, how people feel about this. From LA to St. Louis, ICE out, emergency protest. This what was out there yesterday, June 11th, 3 to 5 p.m., Tam Avenue overpass. There was a protest. Well, I saw people saying, keep this hit out of our town. I started to see people using that, saying, we don't want this in St. Louis. We don't need this in St. Louis. All it does is create division. All it does is it gets people fighting. All it does is it gets people arguing. This is a political thing that we don't need in our city.
You know, I don't mind people like exercising their right to peacefully protest, but when it turns out this like stuff in LA, that's when it's ridiculous. When you're
But what we've seen isn't legal protesting. And I'm sorry, there is a legal way to do things and a non-legal way.
Right.
We are all about First Amendment speech. First right. We always have been, Projo and I, from that standpoint.
Peaceful protest, period.
But I have heard people say, oh, well, you don't get the message out if you're following the law. And I'm like,
you definitely don't get the message out if you're destroying property.
Exactly.
It sends the wrong message.
Yeah. And it's all about immigration. And then it's taken other steps too. But I'm curious. This happened in St. Louis yesterday. It wasn't a huge deal, but I started to see more and more people say, we don't want to see this in our city. And the reason we bring it up and talk about it is the fact that now there are more events planned for Saturday, not only in St. Louis, but around the country. It's the president's birthday. There's supposed to be a military parade to celebrate our country, the United States of America. And then you start to see some of these things that are going on. Will it become an issue in St. Louis as it has become in LA, in Chicago, and Seattle?
Be on the lookout for pallets of bricks.
Well, I mean, I've seen some of those things be put out there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot on social media.
You know, it's all right to protest. If you're going to protest, just, don't break the law. Don't break the law. And it's one of those things too. It's like, why would you want to put our brothers and sisters who are in the police force or military? They're someone's, why put them in a bad situation?
Well, and they're there doing a job. They might actually agree with you, but you're hurting them because they're there doing a job.
Absolutely. And then it also puts you in a situation, more and more people are, if you're rioting, looting, vandalizing, that's a different story as well. And then you have another situation that adds to this whole thing. I'm curious how people feel when it comes to whether you agree or disagree. You're driving, you're trying to get somewhere, and somebody's blocking your path. If somebody's going to stand on a highway in front of you and you're in a vehicle in St. Louis, somebody wants to block you on Tam Avenue, somebody wants to block you on 4064, somebody wants to block you on 270 or wherever you are, what do you do?
Do they block emergency vehicles? Do they block fire trucks? Do they block,
because what they did,
far
they
will
blocked.
You go?
Chicago scene yesterday was insane. They were blocking everybody in Chicago.
Right. How far will
the
you
protesting
go?
groups. That's not legal to stand on a highway and block a car.
Right.
It's neither smart, in my humble opinion.
Right. The cars,
but those things could be happening in St. Louis. So we'll continue to talk about it. We got to take a quick break. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. You can watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now. And of course, we're streaming on X as well. Check us out at luinfo.com. Back with more right after this.
Nobody has more passion for music than Tony Patrico, and you can hear that passion come to life each week on Sounds of STL, Monday and Wednesday at 3, only on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. Don't freak out. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Running out of space? Turn any room into a guest room in seconds with a custom Murphy bed from St. Louis Closet Company. Our sleek, space-saving Murphy beds fold up seamlessly, giving you more room for life and style. Pair it with custom closets, desks, or shelving for the ultimate multi-use space. Call 314-781-9000 or visit stlouisclosetco.com to schedule your free in-home consultation today.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. The amount of federal aid coming to help with tornado recovery could be millions of dollars more than the numbers announced so far, according to a state official. Preliminary assessments have identified $58 million in public costs to date and at least $18.7 million in individual resident needs. A St. Louis man charged in connection with a shooting that killed a high school student. 18-year-old Martin Cullis III charged Tuesday with first-degree murder, attempted robbery, and armed criminal action in connection with the shooting death of 16-year-old Logan Snyder on November 14th last year. A St. Louis no ice protest happening Wednesday at the Tam Avenue overpass at Highway 40, coinciding with the afternoon rush hour. The St. Louis Regional Convention and Sports Complex Authority and tourism agency Explore St. Louis launching a $54 million project for the Dome at America Center today. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Peter Killeen.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Partly cloudy sky and overnight low will drop down into the upper 60s. More clouds and sunshine on Thursday, a high into the upper 80s. Isolated showers, a few thunderstorms on Thursday night. And overnight low will drop down to near 70. Good chance of showers and storms Friday, a high in the low to mid 80s. And another round of showers and storms on Saturday, a high Saturday, 85. I'm meteorologist Sally Russell for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station content can be found online at louinfo.com, on our Lou Info YouTube page, and you can find all our local shows on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search by name or find all the links at louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Arch City Now, Vic Faust here with you. Pro Joe, our producer, behind the scenes, affectionately referred to as Wilson. You hear him sometimes, you just don't always see him. We are here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Following us is Hot Take Central 2.0 with Jim the Cat Hayes, Cam Jansen as well. fun, energetic show when the boys get rocking and rolling. Check them out. And for a lineup of all the shows in the scheduling that we have 24/7, go to luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. We are your information station for St. Louis, live and on demand at luinfo.com. Of course, you can watch us on X at Arch City Now and YouTube at Arch City Now. We also have an additional YouTube page at luinfo.com. And if you ever want to give us a call, we'll take your phone number as well. Projo will run the phone number for you as well. It is an 855 number, so feel free, jump in, let us know. Or if you don't want to call, you can also jump in on our live chat. You can do that via text and also YouTube. We're grateful when we see you guys there. By the way, the phone number, 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. Boone says, good morning, everybody. Thank you again for the information that you guys are doing. We're certainly trying because it's St. Louis centric, meaning we need your help. Let us know. We can tell you what we think is happening in St. Louis. We can give you the events. We can tell you the restaurants, the nightlife, the music, the entertainment, those sorts of things. But we need your help as well. I was down last night on Tam Avenue doing some other business. And I was like, what is all the traffic? And I forgot Wednesday nights, Botanical Garden, beautiful night. People packed going out for concerts, bringing their chairs, bringing their refreshments. And it was great to see so many people there. I was like, what the heck is all the oh, that's right, Botanical Garden.
And that was last night?
Yes.
Well, there was also the protest on Tam Avenue.
Yeah, but this wasn't the protest.
Okay.
No, the protest
Gotcha.
was earlier in the day that we're talking about.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But the protest had ended. No, these protesters weren't the same protesters
I was going to say.
who brought their refreshments and their coolers and their chairs to go over to the Botanical Garden to enjoy a nice summer night.
Protesting has changed in St. Louis.
Bring a chair, BYOB, protesting to Botanical Gardens. Oh yeah, fun. Check us out in the show. We love the information. If you want to give shout outs to anybody in St. Louis, we like to do that as well. Just let us know if you have updates or ideas for the show. Message us, archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. There is a lot to do in this metropolitan area. You just have to find it. And it's spread out, so let us know. We'll get that to you. Cardinals leaving after a 9-game homestand. They lost. They lost 6 of 9 games. Not so great. They swept by the Blue Jays. Lost 5-2 yesterday. They're headed to Milwaukee for 4 games. It is what it is. Pacers won last night. Edmonton, Florida play game 4 of their series tonight. Congressional Republicans beat the Democrats last night 13-2, but $2.75 million of money was raised for charity, and that's a huge thing. Also, I was just told about this story as well. I saw it. I wouldn't find. Now I can't find it. And Projo, I'm not sure if you can find it, but UFC president Dana White was in town this last week. He was promoting the new drink that we talked about with First Form. They got a new energy drink, Form Energy. I think we showed some of the, we showed some of those pictures last week. They got a really cool new energy drink that Dana White, literally the president of the UFC, has teamed up with First Form out of the St. Louis area, of course, based out of Fenton. And so Dana White was in town promoting the drink, and he ran into the St. Joseph's Academy girls soccer team at Wally's. Imagine walking into Wally's, literally walking into Wally's out in Fenton, and Dana White standing there. I'd be like, what? Double take what? Dana White's in St. Louis? So Dana White ran into the girls from St. Joseph's Academy, and he took pictures with them. They knew who he was. And I just think it's so damn cool. They knew who Dana White was. They all talked. They took pictures. They took videos. And then Dana White goes out and makes a video about them. Oh, you found it?
I sent a link to your email.
Oh, can you? But do I need to send it?
I can pull it up.
Yeah, I wanted to pull it up and play it. I just thought this was so cool that Dana White, as busy as this guy is, gives a shout out to the St. Joseph's Academy girls soccer team after Dana White joined forces. No, that's the energy drink.
Oh, I thought that's what. I thought that's what.
No, he was in town to do that, but he made a video.
Oh,
he made a story, a little post
Oh, so it's on a social media.
Yeah, so he made a post. I saw it come through and I was like, oh, I should have saved it. But he made a post and he gave credit to the St. Joseph. He's like, loved meeting the young ladies. He's like, they were getting ready to play their state championship game. And then they went out and won, is what he said. So he gave him credit, gave a shout out to the St. Joseph's Academy soccer team. Said they were wonderful to meet. And of course, they went on to win the state title, is what he said. But I didn't know. But anyway, just congratulations to St. Joseph's Academy. Good school. My daughter's a graduate from there. And then, of course, Dana White giving them a shout out and really taking time. But it shows who Dana White is. I mean, he's a no nonsense guy. He's in a business where you have to be no nonsense and very hard and very strict. Obviously, he's become super popular in the last year because he's one of the president's best friends. And he's also trying to promote all things that are out there. And of course, he's promoting a St. Louis company in First Form. So congrats to First Form as well with the new energy drink as well. And just thought it was a really, really cool thing to do for those girls. Yeah, I couldn't find it either, buddy.
Yeah,
it's out there. If somebody sees it, somebody finds it, you can send it to us. I can't remember where I saw it. I think it was on Instagram. And then I went to Dana's page and I'm like, yeah, I follow him, but I can't find it. Maybe the story already disappeared. Maybe it was on a different account. Maybe somebody from St. Joe's has it. But anyway, we try to get those stories out there. Like, subscribe, share our show, let people know what we have going on. That's the positive side. One of the things that we don't love to talk about, but are those things that may be a little bit more negative, but they are talkabouts. It is what people were talking about in St. Louis, at least I saw, when it comes to protesting in the St. Louis area. And as we went to break, there was one question: what do you do if you're in a vehicle? Because this became a huge topic yesterday. The governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, gave people permission to drive through protest.
Wow.
Somebody stands in front of your car and you feel that you're in danger.
Yeah.
You drive. That's a big precedent. I don't care
what
what
in danger, I'm hitting the gas pedal.
I don't care what side you may be on, whether you don't care. But if people are planning protest and you feel your life is in danger or you're going to be hurt because people are cussing at you or there's a mob mentality or something of that nature, you can drive through it. That's what the Florida governor was saying. So we talk about that because St. Louis, there are allegedly protests scheduled for Saturday. What determines if you feel safe or not? It is a gray area.
Yeah. I have to say, I was driving for Uber once and went through Pride was breaking up and I was picking up some passengers. And I know this is a great story, but anyway, picked up the passengers, driving through the crowd and kind of honked my horn, and everybody, playfully shook my car, I guess. And I thought, I was like,
if
I was laughing
about
it. I was laughing about it. And so were the passengers, because I you could tell by the demeanor of the crowd.
You lost me already.
I know. However,
shaking,
they stopped and then we moved on, but it was, yeah.
So it was playful.
Right. So you got to be careful. Like, if you're going to shake somebody's car, you better make sure that they know.
I would not suggest being a group of protesters touching other property, shaking it. But you say you did not feel intimidated.
No. I feel like it was done as a joke and everybody was laughing. We were laughing in the car and they ended up stopping and we were able to go on. I was being impatient. It was really my fault.
Well, I've talked about this story in the past too. I realized I experienced a mob mentality going back, I think it was 2006, 2007. I was in Detroit as a sportscaster. The Wings just beat the Penguins for the Stanley Cup championship. There was the parade. The parade is always a big deal. Like a lot of fan bases, the Detroit Red Wings fan base was rabid. They were crazy. They were nuts. They were intense. They were passionate. And it was when the Wings were really good. They had a lot of good players that were still playing. And there was only one part of the entire parade route that you could go and talk to the players. So I'm working with WXYZ TV. We have your best coverage. We're on the ground live covering the parade.
Is that real or was that a made up XYZ TV?
No, it's WXYZ TV, the ABC affiliate.
I'm sorry.
WXY. No, I did my Howard Stern.
It sounds like a station that would be featured on PBS.
No,
on Sesame
we're
Street.
WXYZ TV, the standard in broadcasting excellence, going back to the 50s, Bill Bonds and everybody else.
Roving reporter, Big Bird.
No, man, I literally, so I'm
Sorry.
That was a great movie. So I'm running up as each float comes by. And then what's happening is this is where the crowd is the closest, where the street, they allowed the crowd to get the closest to the players. But that's also the only place they allowed us to talk to the players. So I run up with my cameraman, and when they're there, the players are leaning over to talk to me. They stop for a second, and then the float continues to move forward. Well, I'm there trying to get the interviews. Well, after the first few floats go there, people start yelling at me and cussing at me. And there's a group of us reporters that are there. But I was the first one in. I'm getting the interviews. I'm not going to get beat. And they're pissed because the players are leaning over so they can't get pictures. So they start cussing. This goes on for 15 minutes. We do about 10 floats. And then people started chanting, "Go home 7, go home 7.
Wow.
Go home 7. We were channel 7. I call my boss. I'm like, listen. And they're chanting it. And I'm like, I was like, Andrea, listen to this. I can't stay here. I can't do it. No, you're doing great. It looks great. Literally continue to do it. Continue to get cussed at. A little old woman came up. "You're ruining the best day of my life. F you." I'm like, oh my gosh. And then people were yelling and screaming around me. We had to get a police escort. We're literally the local TV station, number one, doing interviews. And people were all it took were a few people to get everybody else riled up. And they just kept yelling. And then it's like, you don't know who's behind you. You don't know what's. So did I feel unsafe? 100%. My photographer called a cop, got us out of there. And we literally had to have a police escort to get out. So I know what mob mentality is. Did I feel unsafe? Yes. If I was in a vehicle and I felt the same way and there was a protest, I would be driving. That's why I say this is such a weird deal when it comes to protest. And do you have the right to drive or not?
Right.
So insane. By the way, it is Father's Day coming up this Sunday. Happy Father's Day to the fathers if you're not with us tomorrow. We are Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. The other voice is Projo. You can stream us on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can watch us on X at Arch City Now. And for everything about our broadcast network, luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. Cardinals playing a game tonight in Milwaukee. We'll talk more about that. Plus a story about Flavor Flav in St. Louis, a heartwarming story. If you have any other shout outs, let us know on the YouTube chat line. We are the information station, live and on demand at luinfo.com. Back with more right after this.
The Awesome One, Earl Austin Jr., talking local sports each Saturday morning from 9 to 11. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. A homicide investigation is underway in North St. Louis County. Police responded to Chambers Road and West Florissant Avenue in the city of Delwood to find a crashed car and bullet casings. The victim in the vehicle was a 19-year-old male. The investigation is continuing. A new bill signed by the governor this week will impact fireworks on the 4th of July. The bill expands the Missouri State Fire Marshal's oversight, granting the authority to inspect fireworks sales sites and any locations where fireworks are discharged. They can also suspend or revoke licenses if a permit holder denies an inspection or if an alcohol or drug use occurs at retail sites. And the bill requires permits for all public fireworks displays at least 10 days in advance. St. Louis Public Schools announced plans for students as they navigate the aftermath of the May 16th tornado. Ashland Elementary students will go to Jefferson Elementary. Dickey Elementary students will be housed at Walbridge Elementary. And Sumner High School students will be housed at Clyde C. Miller College Prep Academy, at least temporarily. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Sunny skies today. A high this afternoon will climb close to the 90-degree mark. Tonight, partly cloudy and overnight low in the upper 60s. More clouds and sunshine Thursday, a high in the upper 80s, and then isolated showers, a few thunderstorms Thursday night and overnight low, right around 70. Good chance of showers and thunderstorms Friday, a high in the low to mid 80s. 50-50 chance of showers and storms Saturday. I'm meteorologist Sally Russell for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries, we create personalized, organized spaces to fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
The Lou Information Station. Yeah, we're a talk station, but not your daddy or granddaddy or great-granddaddy's talk station. We're the new kids on the block.
You got the right stuff, baby.
No, not those new kids, just regular new kids. Anyway, the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 online at louinfo.com. And we actually know what all of that means. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into our show this morning. The final segment here on this Thursday, June 12th. 7:44 is our time. Glad you're with us. Vic Faust here. Producer Joe alongside as well. Glad you guys are ready to rock and roll. Jumping in on the chat line as well on YouTube, where we are at Arch City Now. And of course, Lou Info on YouTube as well. We're also streaming on X. More platforms coming in the days and weeks ahead as well. But you can watch us there. And of course, streaming on radio, louinfo.com, louinfo.com, louinfo.com. Not only can you stream everything there with our show, but on the show that's following us, which is Hot Take Central 2.0, Monday through Friday. The former Blue, Cam Jansen, and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. Fun show as well if you haven't checked it out. Stick around. You can do that at luinfo.com. Okay, as we were going to break, I told you Flavor Flav was trying to help a St. Louis family who was dealing with a bad issue because of the tornadoes. Rapper Flavor Flav, and of course I say that, and then from the chat line we're told, and this is interesting, Flavor Flav, the unofficial spokesperson for the U.S. Women's Olympic water polo team. I don't know if this is true or not. No joke. He was at every match at last year's Olympics. Maybe he knew somebody. Maybe he was related to somebody. But anyway, Flavor Flav been around for decades. I really liked this story when I saw this come down. It was about how he's trying to help. And I saw this on the KSDK website. He's trying to help a St. Louis family affected by a devastated by a tornado last month. The family, it's Madison Bucas. She's a mother in grad school, and her 5-year-old son Banner. They can no longer stay in their apartment, and it wasn't because the apartment was destroyed, but it's because of hazardous indoor air quality for at-risk residents like Madison and her son. And I'm telling you, I follow, because of my other business, I've been in these homes. I was on Waterman, DeGuyverville, McPherson, Pershing, these areas. Projo, do you remember when my face swelled up?
Mm-hmm.
That I was like, I have no idea what I'm breathing in down here.
Right.
But it was not good. I mean, I had to start taking Benadryl. I was taking what's sewer gas?
Yeah, could have been.
I mean, my eyes swelled up, my face, my lips. I'm like, what the hell is in the air down here? So I totally get this. This woman, what she did is they couldn't stay inside the apartment, which is on Union, because of breathing conditions. And I mean, she said that she has several health conditions. She has POTS, diabetes as well. Asthma. Her son has that as well. They met with a pulmonologist. It was actually worse than they thought. So they have to find somewhere else to go. I mean, it's not because it's in the Academy neighborhood on Union Boulevard. If you know that area, tons of structures damaged there. However, their structure's still there, but they can't stay in the place. So it was hard to get aid. Long story short, she created a GoFundMe page, and who shared it and donated? Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav. 100%.
Is he even from St. Louis?
No.
That's awesome.
No, he's not. But they're just trying to help out because this woman said that it's already been proven the air is filled with debris, asbestos, lead paint, fiberglass from the ongoing cleanup, and it's dangerous for people who have severe asthma. So once Flavor Flav did this, they experienced a big bump. Now they're not quite to their goal yet, but they experienced a big bump because of what he did. And he didn't have to do that. At last check, they were to 30% of their goal because they have to find somewhere else to live.
I mean, how much their goal is.
Yeah, people are living in these types of situations. They have neighbors who are using their inhalers around the clock. Some of them getting nosebleeds, but it's just another one of the byproducts of having a massive tornado that comes through an older area and destroys it. So you have people like Flavor Flav trying to help out. So shout out to him. We like to give shout outs on the show. If you guys have shout outs for anybody throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, let us know. We like to do that. We like to keep the positive going as much as we possibly can. You can jump in on the chat as well. Thank you, Tanya. Good morning to you as well. We love to get that information out there. There was another deal. I mean, fireworks are kind of a big deal throughout the St. Louis area, and it's coming. 4th of July, not too far away. What, 3 weeks ago? About 3 weeks away. The fireworks are going to start to go off. You know that. The stands are going to start to pop up. I saw this yesterday, and Missouri now falling in line with new fireworks rules, big changes on the headlines, and, to try to get people to see what's going on. The real deal, though, I mean, the governor signed a new public safety bill into law. It's trying to modernize the fireworks regulations. It's not necessarily for individuals. It's for the stands. It's where the fireworks are being sold. They call it Senate Bill 81. So what happens is, the Missouri State Fire Marshal's oversight gets a little bit more large. So they can go inspect fireworks sale sites, storage facilities, and any locations where fireworks are discharged. The fire marshal may also now suspend or revoke licenses if a permit holder denies an inspection or if alcohol or drug use occurs at the retail sites.
See, I thought you were going to talk about. I saw a story on the news last night about how they're talking about how tariffs are going to affect.
Because of the fireworks being made in China.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? It might be, maybe, but here's the problem with that. Whether it's true or not, owners can up their prices.
Right.
Oh, it's tariffs. Really?
Right.
Is it?
Right.
Or are you just trying to scam people because you want more money?
Yeah. Kind of like gas stations do.
It's the same thing with gas stations. Absolutely. We see it throughout the St. Louis metropolitan. I'm not saying anybody in particular, but you see those things.
Right.
Like, wait a second, why is the gas more here or there? Or
Right.
why are people doing this or doing that?
Yep.
But that's what's happening if people heard that when it comes to fireworks, and fireworks are a big deal throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, more so on the St. Charles County side, but you see fireworks everywhere. And if you're having a show, you have to have a permit now.
Right.
I mean, if you're, there's certain parks and country clubs and public places that do fireworks shows.
Well, I can say that I've had some pretty enthusiastic neighbors that do it in the middle of the street, and they have these huge fireworks displays.
Well, where else are you going to do it?
Well, that's
You can't do it out in the grass.
However, these people go a little overboard, I'd say. I mean, it's
What's overboard? Because there's people who wait all year long to spend their hard-earned dollars to shoot and blow stuff up.
When I'm living down the block and I'm getting residue all over my house the next day, that's a little overboard. I'm sorry.
Well, we all know somebody like that, or maybe we've participated in something like that. Listen, I'm not a huge firework guy. I'm not. I hate the loud noises, but I have no problem if people are shooting fireworks off all night. I don't.
My dog hates them.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a great point. Dogs don't like. You're right. They get scared.
Yeah,
I get that.
Every year, it's horrible.
No, I do. I get it. It makes sense. Famous last words. Y'all watch this. Yeah. So
hold my beer.
Yeah. So that's going to be happening in St. Louis. I love going out and watching different places all around the area. We did have, I was talking about my Detroit experience earlier. Speaking of fireworks, we had a meteorologist. You can look him up, Dave Rexroth. He did fireworks with his family all the time. And he went to, I think it was Iowa, and they did their fireworks, and he literally lit a firework that didn't go off. And then he pulled the cardinal sin. He went over, he stood over it to see what the heck was wrong, or if it had flamed out, because he thought it had flamed out. It ignited, it shot up, it smacked him right in his eye. I think it was his left eye, and it took it out.
Dang.
His eye was gone, just like that. And it was a long recovery, several surgeries. He ended up having to get a fake eye, and they made his face look pretty damn good again. I mean, really good. And he just could not see. So he had to learn how to be a meteorologist again and look at TV with a glass eye. So he only had one eye. So yeah, 4th of July will be coming up. We'll get into all of that. Right. We'll check it out. We'll have all kinds of where's your best fireworks and those stories that are coming up.
I have a good story where I almost lost my life. So on 4th of July.
You almost lost your life?
Yeah.
Was it your fault?
No, more my cousin's fault. However, I was dumb enough to be in the same car.
Oh yeah. There you go. You don't want to do that.
Right. We were lighting off like an insane amount of fireworks.
Holy!
This was the flood of '93. We did it in the back of his girlfriend's pickup truck in the middle of the flood. We drove out into the flood a little bit and lit off fireworks from the bed of the truck. And my cousin lit a bottle rocket. One of the sparks went into one of the big cannons inside the bag. He lit it over the bag, and it just ignited everything that we had.
Inside the vehicle?
Inside the back of the truck. We were in the water running away from the truck, watching it just burn.
I'm sorry to laugh. I'm just like, so the truck was total
loss. Yeah.
Yeah, but your life wasn't. Thank
No,
God.
no.
Good for you, man, that you were able to We had some Projo after that. Bottle Rock Wars. Oh, so Gen X. Yeah, it is. Kelly Manna was on the show yesterday. That's something if she hasn't talked about Bottle Rocket Wars, maybe she should, because that was a total Gen X thing.
Lawn darts too. Yeah.
Yeah, she talks about the lawn darts.
Yeah.
My gosh, this is Arch City now. Thanks for being with us, guys. Hey, before we get out of here today, just reminding everybody some of the headlines that we were talking about today, too. The wrap-up show before Hot Take Central 2.0 takes over. Cardinals lost their third straight game, got swept by the Blue Jays. They've lost 6 of 9. Not so good, boys. Get it rolling. They're headed to Milwaukee, where they've got 4 games. The Brewers just a half game behind the Cardinals. Cardinals 5 games behind the Cubs. Pacers won last night. They lead the NBA Finals 2-1. Edmonton and Florida in the NHL Championship Series. They have game 4 tonight. Florida looking to take a 3-1 lead there. The Republicans won the congressional baseball game last night in D.C. Final score there, 13-2. That was a whopping. However, $2.75 million was raised for charity. That's who the big winner was there. Bommarito Automotive Group 500 coming up this weekend. You can get your tickets. Check out the website for those. Also, when it comes to things going on this weekend, we'd like to talk about it. Hollywood Amphitheater has Avril Lavigne tonight. Dave Matthews coming up on Saturday. People might be going out to that as well. You've also got the Dome in St. Louis getting $50 million, about $54 million in upgrades from the Rams settlement money. It's going to be used for a variety of issues, from upgrading technology to making sure the escalators and elevators work properly and getting some new technology there as well. And working in the vending areas, almost $1 million going towards that. So money headed into the Dome. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? That's where the Rams played. It's a facility that needs help. One local authority on the Dome says you're talking, we need about $155 million to do the proper upgrades of that facility so that they can compete in the region. $155 million to get the Dome back up and running how it should be. I mean, it's working. It's just, it could be a whole lot better when you're competing against other regional cities like Indianapolis and Chicago and Nashville and places like that, so you can bring that economic impact back in to the city of St. Louis. We love it from the chat line, in the famous words of Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy. Okay, appreciate that. You can, of course, watch us every morning here and listen to us on YouTube, Arch City Now. We're also streaming on X, and you can get all the information at luinfo.com as well. Are you giving me the 30? Is that the 30?
40, that's the 40.
That's the 40?
Nah, yeah.
Okay. I'm getting hand signals. You look like you were leading a plane in
about
for landing. And I was like,
just right
I was like, guys, we love you. Thank you for making the show what it is. This show is about you. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know how we can be better all the time. If you have ideas, go to archcitynow@gmail.com. And if you have any advertising questions, you want to partner with the show, email us there as well. We can tell you what we're up to. Guys, have an awesome day. We will catch up with you tomorrow for Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust.
590 AM, just like any other. The Lou Information Station, 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis.